Welcome to YWAM Tyler's audio podcast. Thank you for joining us today. The next few episodes will be dedicated to our Inspire Worship and Missions Conference. As Youth with a Mission, we are thrilled to put on this free conference for the body of Christ. This conference is about entering His presence, enjoying His greatness, and engaging with His purposes for the nations. His victory will interrupt our cynicism. His glory will interrupt our mediocrity, and His presence will interrupt our complacency and bring hope and inspiration for the future. Jesus is truly winning in the nations. Again, thank you for tuning in to this podcast, and mark your calendars for March 7 through 8, 2014 for the Inspire Worship and Missions Conference with outreaches immediately following, focused on the urban centers of the United States. You don't want to miss this. For more information, go to YWAMinspire.com. According to Psalm 86 verse 9, and many other verses really, there will be a day when all nations will do something together. They will all come and worship. They will all come and worship Yahweh, the God of the Bible, the creator of heaven and earth. That will happen. It's a certainty. Many sources offer different answers on how many nations are in the world today. Depending on the source, there are between 189 and 196 independent countries in the world today. And that number is growing. For example, on Saturday, July 9th, 2011, the southern part of Sudan declared itself the independent country of South Sudan. This is a culmination of a 6-year process that ended a long, brutal civil war that cost the deaths of millions. As of May 1st, 2008, the United Nations has 192 official members, and that number does not include the Vatican. Most of the current world almanacs use 193 countries, which could be the best answer of them all. The U.S. State Department recognizes 194 independent countries around the world. Of course, we know that within those 190-ish nations of the world, there are many tribes and individual groupings of people. And the word nations in verses like Psalm 86, verse 9, doesn't speak of nations just like we know them with their geographical borders, but it includes every people group within those nations. What a powerful thought. God is not superficial or even partial, but thorough, and His gospel is the most powerful message that will reach the ends of the earth. His kingdom is coming. His kingdom is here. William Carey, he was a pioneer missionary to India. He's believed to have said, "To know the will of God, we need an open Bible and an open map." You see, national individualism just doesn't cut it anymore. God has the nations in mind, and the ultimate desire in the heart of God, the ultimate reason for every missions effort, and really the ultimate reason why His church exists, is to see every people group grasp the reality of the majesty of Yahweh, be forgiven and restored, and then come to worship and fellowship with Him. Cynicism just doesn't cut it anymore. We need to be freed from it. We need to see and understand that the deep desires of God are powerful enough to accomplish this. Hope abounds. The creational longing and the heavenly longing are finding each other's frequency as we speak, culminating in the last orchestral celebration that will lead into eternal fellowship with God. Love is stronger than death. This is real. This is now. God is moving. God is winning. Are you in? What does that mean for you? And what does it mean for the church? Our Inspire Worship and Missions Conference is exactly all about that. It's going to be a time where we want to open all of us, everything about us, to this revelation of the victory of God. And then we want to respond in the only appropriate way: worship. We want to worship this winning God and engage with Him. This revelation will change our lives. It will change the way we think. It will renew our minds and hearts. This is the time. Let's do this. Let's do this together. Let's adore Yahweh and preach the gospel to the ends of the earth. We want to invite you to our Inspire conference once again, because we know and we believe with all our heart that this is right now on the mind and on the heart of God. The nations, salvation, restoration, people groups, understanding worship in the context of global missions. This will be a great time of gaining new insight, crushing humanism, fatalism, cynicism in our lives, broadening our perspective, and diving into the reality of God's victory. Come and be a part of this conference. YWAMinspire.com. And we have optional outreaches immediately following the conference. Now's the time to allow Him to broaden our perspective. The Inspire, Worship, and Missions Conference. All the nations you have made will come and worship before you, O Lord, and will glorify your name.